How long before XRP can hit $10? Some say within a year, some say several years, and some say never. This is Around the Blockchain. Thank you for joining. The chat's already exploding with the XRP takes. And guys, make sure you hit that like button because we got 3 great guests. We're going to just get right into it. Coming in the green square, we have Altcoin Daily holding it down. And some say, you're looking swole with your crypto bag. How is your crypto bag doing lately?
It is petering, but, hoping. But I'm a long-term holder, so I got that.
Okay. Peter, also our president's nickname. Also on today, we have Matty B. Matty B, how are you doing today? That beach looks sunny.
Well, we're just wrapping up here at Crystal Lake. The season's almost over. I've been running the pickleball from 2 to 4, but I'm looking forward to fall. I love fall. How are you doing, DZ?
Doing well. I hate fall because it just means winter's around the corner. Also on, last but not least, we have Mine Your Biz. Mind Your Biz. I know you're ready to talk some XRP price targets. We're kidding, of course, but Mind Your Biz, how are you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing great. Appreciate you having me back on. Always a pleasure. And I hope we get to talk about something related to privacy because I know nothing about that. It'll just be entertaining.
All right. Well, let's talk about a company that, almost went public. Speaking of private, we're talking about Barstool Sports. Barstool Sports, are they going to start buying Bitcoin? Those that don't know the little background of the story, Barstool Sports was founded by Dave Portnoy. You might know him from his bad investments of 22 or good investments of 2021 or his pizza reviews. Well, he sold it to Penn Entertainment, a little over $500 million in 2 different sales there. Well, he bought back a large portion of the company for $1. There's a lot of asterisks there. There's a lot of it. Who's who or why, and a lot of it has to do with online gambling, and if he sells, half the money goes back to Penn. So there's a lot of wrinkles with the story there, but the main thing is now he is in charge again, and he wants to add Bitcoin to the balance sheet. He did buy it back. Well, he just was on Strike CEO Jack Mallers' podcast. If you don't know Jack Mahler, he loves Bitcoin, the Lightning Network, and just talking about Bitcoin in general. Well, this was the quote from Dave Portnoy. When he was talking about adding Bitcoin to Barstool's balance sheet. Like I said, I literally tried to convince Jay, the former CEO, to do it back in the day. It was then that I couldn't. I could see us definitely having Bitcoin on the balance sheet in the future. Now, we did catch heat for endorsing SafeMoon last year. This is just a fun little aside to the story. Screenshots. Now, the last screenshot of a SafeMoon balance was August. It was about a year ago. And he had millions of tokens. It was worth $40,000. His SafeMoon was worth $40,000 a year ago. Today, that SafeMoon is worth $670. Quite the fall from grace on that SafeMoon bounce there. But when it comes to adding Bitcoin to the balance sheet, now Altcoin Daily, I see you tweet on X a lot, and you've tweeted about Elon himself. Elon famously added it. It was Q1 2021 when they announced it. Huge announcement. Bitcoin had a huge rally. A lot of people expected Fortune 500 CEOs to follow suit. We didn't really see it. Well, now we have a company. It's not a Fortune 500 company, but it's very popular. It has good name recognition. So I want to ask you, what would have a bigger impact on Bitcoin's price? Would it be a popular company like Barstool Sports buying Bitcoin, or would it be a respected but lesser known company buying Bitcoin? Which has more impact?
Barstool has so much more impact because, in my opinion, Barstool is a one of one as opposed to a major corporate entity. Even if it's a name brand, it's a handful. And I think everybody's going to get there eventually, especially with the headlines about inflation that Barstool covers every day. It's a no-brainer not to go all out and put 100%, but 1%, 2% as that hedge. It's better than cash.
All right. Now, will he add SafeMoon to the balance sheet?
I think. Listen,
he might.
I was trying to.
He might.
And that's why I subscribe. That's why I subscribe, because he's an everyday dude who's great at running businesses, super smart. He's great socially. He's a great talker, meeting people. But when it comes to investing, damn, I hope he subscribes to Around the Blockchain.
Hey, you know what? Maybe he'll find a new pizza coin or something. He can put all his money in that. All right. Well, Matty B, I kind of alluded to, hey, this is the first domino. We have Elon. Oh my God, Michael Saylor, he's convinced him, and everyone else is going to follow. He's the world's richest man. Of course you want to copy him. It didn't happen, Matty B. So my question to you is, much like the water behind you, when will the dam break? Will it ever break? Will we ever see the Bitcoin domino start to fall with these companies' balance sheets?
Yeah, I think we're on the cusp of it. Like, this bull run is going to be the institutional FOMO. I mean, I don't know how large each corporation will be that apes in, but I think we're going to see it now. And that's why I think this bull run is going to be basically the big game changer in the crypto industry. Like, I've been telling everyone, I just want to go on record and suggest that you buy some Bitcoin, because in 2 years, this whole world's going to be different. And you're going to come back to me and say, why didn't you tell me to buy Bitcoin? But the thing with Dave is, I think he's like everyone's favorite little booze buddy. Like, he wasn't the most handsome guy in the club, but
wait, but what is he doing with his nostrils back there?
He's just sniffing his fingers. He's
a
okay,
finger sniffer. Okay.
Yeah, he's a finger sniffer. But like, you wanted him around because he would do the shots off the girls, whatever, and the tequila and the salt in the eye. So I think he's he's a good influence for people trying to get into this market. Like, he's a fun guy.
All right. We have some breaking news. NVIDIA, it is going to be a highly close or a closely watched earnings call. It looks like it is up $46 in after hours. I believe is coming in around 400. So that's about over a 10% pump there. Just Jim, super sub. +1 for Austin, trying to look like Aaron. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but you know what? We're going to give him a point there. He's getting the point.
Thank you.
All right.
You got it exactly right. This is Aaron Shirt.
Wait a minute. How does he know? Now, I got more questions for you, Just Jim, but you know what? All right. We got to go to Seth now. Now, Mind Your Biz.
My shirt.
Mind Your Biz. I kind of want to give you your red meat. I know you like talking privacy. You like talking security. We could talk about, Dave's and his, his maybe say ill-fated choices here, but let's talk about SafeMoon. What was it about SafeMoon, at least for you, that raised a red flag? There's a lot of people. I think the ship has sailed. I don't think you have to worry about the SafeMoon community coming after you. All 7 of them left. But what was it about that coin that galvanized people so hard? Where either Team Dave Portnoy, Team SafeMoon, or you're just like, no, 100% this is a scam. Why was that narrative out there?
Yeah, so I appreciate you kind of switching things up there. I'll quickly let me touch the base before, right? Because I guess Portnoy's big news is that he wants to potentially add Bitcoin. Let me quickly touch on that and then answer your question as succinctly as I can. Ready? So,
yeah.
As far as him acquiring Bitcoin and adding that to the balance sheet of this group, right, Barstool Sports, this is the decision. If he can be believed, if it's actually true that he was trying to endorse that earlier on, it was the decision they needed to make earlier on, right? So we'll see whether or not there's any record of him, like in meeting notes or in any of their internal memos or anything, actually having said that, versus hearsay of him just self-reporting, like, oh yeah, I told that's what I said, like years ago for sure. That definitely happened, right? File under things that Dave Portnoy 1000% definitely did. This is one of those things, right? He just told us. But yeah, I think that it'll be interesting to see whether or not they actually do add Bitcoin, and as to whether or not like people get galvanized around one idea or another. I'm going to take it actually fully away from SafeMoon and just say any token that isn't a fundamentally strong coin like Bitcoin, right, or a utility token like Ether or anything else you pay gas fees with, Solana, right, on their own blockchain. People start to get these ideas of like, well, you created a token, which means you have to create artificial tokenomics. You have to invent an economic incentive system for people to want to participate with this token, right? I know it's really nerdy, but it's just to say, like, they set the terms of the supply. They set the terms of the issuance. They set the terms of the burn rates or whatever it is they're going to do, right? And this tends to attract people into tokens like SafeMoon. And for anybody who says like, wait, all of those weird artificial Ponzi-nomic, right, or pumpamental style manipulations that you're going to add on to that token, why are you doing that? Something like, for example, Bitcoin has a very specific emission rate that you can rely on. Dogecoin even, right, more predictable than tokenomic systems like SafeMoon. And so you got even Doge maxis that can make a pretty solid case in terms of fundamentals against SafeMoon. And then on the flip side, to answer your question, the people who are like vehemently galvanized behind it, I mean, bags, bro. Do you have any?
Yeah. I think there's a good point there. Crypto Billy, I would not want to get into a debate with Seth. Dude will eat you up with data and facts. Facts. All right. Well, let's talk about the crypto pump, everybody. No, I'm not talking about the price action. I'm not talking about green candles. I'm talking about green liquids and syringes. I'm talking about pumping you up physically. There's a steroid seller. I don't think that's him. That is not him. It's another New York crypto scheme in headlines. This time it's a steroid scandal involving crypto. I know this feels like a Silk Road in 2012 all over again. But Dave Rivera, also known as Juice Pal, got sentenced to 8 years for trading crypto for gains. Not those type of gains, folks. He sent roids to almost every single state, several countries. I think he sent them to Germany, UK, other European Union states there from 2018 to 2021. He took in millions of dollars. This is a multi-million dollar, some would say scheme, some would say operation that went for years, but the authorities, they haven't released, this is the San Diego office, they haven't released what cryptos that he did hold. So we don't know if it's in a Monero, like a privacy coin. Is it in Bitcoin? Is it just in stable? But he was international and he used encrypted communication, crypto, and his co-conspirators to stay on the run there. Now, Altcoin Daily, I've kind of thrown out this theory, and I think if you think about it, probably makes sense. One day, there probably won't be cash. You think of the utopian society, we have flying cars and everything's a screen. We're not pulling out dirty wads of paper and, metal coins and dropping it on the counter. But as cash disappears, I'm assuming crypto is going to be used more in crimes. Will this stop mass adoption?
Crypto will be used more in crimes, but crypto will be used more in everything. And
good point.
Will it stop mass adoption if more criminals start using crypto? I guess we would have to look to the past and see if adoption of the US dollar got stopped because criminals started using that. There's no thing that criminals have used more as a means of transaction than the US dollar. So criminals will be using it. Good guys will be using it. It's just a better way to transact, even if you're just using stable coins, which there's nothing more permissioned, at least the centralized ones. There's nothing more centralized as opposed to Bitcoin. I don't think criminals are going to want to use that because that's public, that's open. Anything can be seen on there, any transactions. So it's going to be very interesting to see what criminals choose. I think criminals are going to want to stick to cash as long as they possibly can. But even just looking today, DZ, I think that future that you're talking about, that people no longer put their change on the counter, that's today. I mean, everything's digital, at least in America today, pretty much. I just really hope we never get to that future where cash becomes illegal, because that's the real scary future in my mind.
Yeah, what are people going to, no more rolled up 20. I mean, there's going to be a lot of people disappointed there. Now, Piano Matty B, oh, guys, just, okay, all right. You can see it there. Now, Piano Matty B, when this was happening, it was 2018 to 2021. If you had a guess, what do you think he was paid in? How do you think this went down? I mean, was he using forums and getting Monero and everything, Zcash and everything was real secret? Or do you think he just had like a pretty public ETH address and said, yeah, man, just send me your Tether?
Well, I think primarily it was probably Monero and Zcash, but probably back then they might have been doing some Bitcoin, because I don't think people were savvy enough back then to realize how transparent the blockchain was. They just probably heard Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency. So send me a cryptocurrency and no one will be able to track it. But who knows? Like, how did they even get caught? Like, is there any information on how they got caught and what they got caught with?
It was a elaborate web. They said it took years, and it was a multi-agency department. They used the, oh God, I want to try to make sure I get this correct. It was the U.S. Postal Service in collaboration, I think, with the IRS. And then, then another federal agency. Then they just cracked down. If I had to guess, they probably squeezed the people that got the steroids sent to their house. IRS found, that $600 of Tether, you didn't report it. Oh, and then next thing you know, they turned on, let me get his name, Juice Pal. And then Juice Pal didn't have any pals.
I got another follow-up question. If he got 8 years for that, how much did Nancy Pelosi get for inside trading? And how much did her kinky gay husband get for inside trading off of Nancy Pelosi's back? And then
I don't know.
I'll stop there.
Oh no, I was gonna say they didn't really bring the hammer down on that case. So it's who knows? All right. Well, moving on. That was good. All right, good. One extra point there. All right. Now, Mind Your Biz. I guess you're trying to show the gains here. I got kind of a joke question. What is the crypto equivalent of curling in the squat rack? And then a more serious question: when cash disappears, is every drug user going to be forced to learn crypto?
I think when cash disappears, we're going to find that a lot of leftist policies, like the policies that run the state of California, become more widespread, and that will lead to things like UBI. It'll lead to things like government-funded drug habits, and potentially even having couriers bring those drugs directly to the domicile of the new Section 8 housing, as has been done in the San Francisco Bay Area. There's all kinds of stuff that we've already gotten a preview of. So if you want to see cash-free, crypto apocalyptic future part 2 boogaloo, electric boogaloo, I think you already got a preview in California. So yes, I think that's what it's going to look like. I don't think we're going to worry about whether or not people there have to learn crypto, because the new cash will be the drugs themselves. First things first, right? You gotta talk to a prepper also. If it isn't drugs, it's munitions, right? So there's your answer. Okay, you can bring that to your favorite post-apocalyptic movie.
All right. Well, no, this is kind of a serious follow-up. This is a serious follow-up. I understand where you're going this, and it's going to be a exchange barter system. But I'm thinking of the type of person, a fentanyl addict, a meth head, a crackhead. Are they going to have the wherewithal to think of, 7 apples equals 1 little rock that I can smoke? Are they just going to be trying to, hey, here's watches and rings, give me some drugs?
DZ, I'm gonna break an inconvenient truth to you. In this world, there are pimps and there are hoes, and the users are not the pimps. Put it that way.
All right.
Drug users are not the pimps. So to answer your other question, very, very briefly, as far as the equivalent of the crypto equivalent of squatting or curling in the squat rack, that would be any vanity metrics that you see in promoting any tokens anywhere. If you know they're fake, they're fake.
All right. Do you ever curl in the squat rack?
Fuck no. Oh, sorry.
All right.
No.
Yes. All right. 1 point. Those who know, All right. Let's talk about XRP, folks, and Gen Z. I know you've been waiting patiently. I'm going to start with just a little thread I did. It's kind of covering a lot of this story here. This won't take me too long. This is off my X. I just posted this thread here. Gen Z's betting big on crypto, specifically XRP. There's a large study out of South Korea shedding light on demographics for ages. This is from BitThumb, and they commissioned this. But if you want to read it, it's in Korean. You can get it translated. Investors in their 20s showed somewhat aggressive investment tendency compared to other age groups. 82% of them have invested in altcoins. Of the altcoins, Ripple XRP is the most selected altcoin. We keep going. As you get older, you tend to minimize risk. The group in their 30s had the highest percentage of people with exposure to Bitcoin and ETH. People in their 30s, about 30% of them held some Bitcoin or ETH there. The next closest group that has that type of Bitcoin exposure jumps all the way to people in their 60s. So as you got older, you flock to a little bit more of a safe haven there. You see 60s coming in at 23, followed by the 50s, 40s, and then the 20-year-olds. All in all, I think it's just setting up a good bull run there. So if you want to follow that, find that tweet, give it a like, give it a reshare there. But so a lot of people in their 20s love XRP, Altcoin Daily. My question to you, pretty simple. Why?
Give me one. I just liked your tweets, DZ. I just liked your tweets. I appreciate that.
All right. You get 2 points. You hear that, Piano Matty B and Mine Your Biz?
I think that to me, it makes sense that Asian young people love XRP. Number one, it makes sense Asia in general, because XRP for the last multiple years has been going through legal stuff or regulatory stuff. So XRP has been excelling out of the US. So to me, that's a no-brainer. And then 2, I think a reason that anybody invests in anything is narrative. And I think XRP, for better or worse, has always had the best narrative, an easy to understand narrative. The banker's coin, cross-border transactions. Okay, I get that. That's easy for me to understand, as opposed to maybe a compound or an Aave, which is, especially because we're not taught finance in schools. It's any money market. It's harder for people to understand. So XRP, sort of a no-brainer. It's on all the exchanges. It's been around a long time. And even those investors that bought maybe back in the day, besides Bitcoin and ETH, they bought some XRP, they bought some, Feather coin, and they bought some ABC coin. XRP is still here, as opposed to those many other altcoins that aren't here anymore. So the network effect just continues to grow.
All right, great stuff there. I agree with that assessment. It's an easy, digestible narrative. Banker's coin. Oh, okay, 2 words. I kind of get it. All right, well, Piano Matty B. I got 50 on it. All right, Piano Matty B. There's a lot of people, though, they have just one thing in mind when it comes to XRP. Where is the price going to go? I need to know. What are your targets when you're looking at XRP? I mean, are you thinking $589? Are you thinking $5 next morning? Are you thinking struggling to hit all-time highs again? Where are you coming at over the next 18, 24 months?
Well, I guess, DZ, there's 4 types of people. 1, people that think XRP can hit $10. 2, people that don't think it'll even hit the last all-time high of whatever it was, $2. 3, people who won't leave their house if their dryer's still running. And 4, people who will leave their house even if their dryer is running. So, DZ, you can take it from there, I suppose. You live in dangerously?
Okay. Is there any number you're comfortable throwing out? Can it hit 5?
I was wondering which person are you? Do you leave the house with the dryer on?
I'll leave. I'll leave it with it on. I'll leave with the oven on low. If I'm going someplace close. Oh yeah, I'm a maniac.
Crazy Americans. Insane.
I'm into NFTs though.
I don't think it'll go to $2. Just my opinion.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that. All right. Now, Mine Your Biz. I have a feeling if we asked, just random group of people, hey, what coins are you invested in? Do you like Bitcoin? Do you like XRP? Do you like ETH? I feel like 2-3 years ago, the numbers would probably be pretty similar. You'd have a lot of people still into XRP. You have a lot of people still into Bitcoin and Ethereum. I want to say, what about 2-3 years from now? Do you think it's still possible XRP is still going to be, maybe the most targeted altcoin of younger investors? Or, maybe is there a new shiny toy just waiting to emerge?
That's a phenomenal question because, I remember when things kind of did look largely the same about 2 to 3 years ago, and a lot of Gen Z and I'm just going to come out and say it, when a lot of very unsophisticated young investors were like totally in love with XRP 3 years ago. I suspect that that's not going to change very much, DZ. That very simple narrative, just like how Austin said, it's very simple narrative, so it's very easy to relate. And the Eli 5 of investing has become all that particular age group largely has ever known and maybe will ever accept. There tends to be a lot of, this is me, the old man shaking fist at cloud. So if I got my Gen Z in the audience, tell me exactly how you feel, right? Tell me exactly how you feel right now, because this is exactly what I think. I think that you've been done a disservice by the education system. I think you've been done a disservice by culture and by society here in the United States and by your peers, saying laconically, right? Like, oh, that's too hard. I can't learn that. Come on, right? Like, learn a slightly more complex investment thesis, please. Because if you are okay with the concept bankers coin or bankers cryptocurrency, then you don't understand banks or cryptocurrency. You need to read more. You didn't do the assignment, okay? So back to school with you. What I'm going to say is that 3 years from now, there's still going to be this class of investor, DZ. We will never be free from the class of investor that does not want to develop even a semi-sophisticated investment thesis. They don't want to go beyond talking points and beyond what their favorite talking head on TV, on YouTube, on TikTok, or now on X, right? Twitter streaming or Twitter uploaded tells them to think. They're doing the exact same thing that the generation before them did with the mass media programming apparatus that they were most familiar with, and that the generation before them did with radio and with early TV. Right? We're not super complex creatures, so unless less Gen Z think that I've got it in for them, I don't. We're all pretty dumb, actually, as animals go. Right? We're barely evolved higher apes. So we see shiny stuff and we think, ooh, maybe I want some of that, and we go run after it. But with cryptos just slow your roll. We need to evolve just a little bit and not be dumb, barely evolved higher apes chasing shiny things with the simplest explanation. So 2 to 3 years from now, my hope is that there is something that replaces XRP as that shiny thing. And that, and that my best hopes for XRP, Ripple Labs, the XRPL, and the way we all use it is in a more decentralized way that helps that narrative actually be better than just the banker's coin. And I hope that a new incumbent takes that role as the shiny new thing that's actually kind of dumb.
All right, that was a great diatribe. I think the best part about that is going to kind of go over the heads of the people that need to hear it most, but that's what makes the beauty of it, because it allows you to avoid shots.
What can we do? They're outbreeding us. They're outbreeding us, DZ. We can't stop the trend now.
Oh man, the first 5 minutes
We
of
could breed
idiocracy
faster.
is
We
a
could breed
documentary.
faster, gentlemen.
There we go. There we go.
This guy gets it.
He gets it. He gets it, folks. All right. Well, if you get it, you're hitting the like button right now. So please go ahead, hit the like button. Seth, they loved your wardrobe changes, by the way. Push you in the green there. So clear. DZ doesn't really favor XRP ever. Miguel, still a holder, still am a believer in it. I push back so forcefully because I don't want people to expect a literal 1200x shooting for a moon target, when I think that 1200x is very unlikely. So I'm just trying to avoid people from being led to the slaughter. That being said, I love that they're fighting Gary Gensler and everything that the Ripple Labs is doing. So shout out to the Ripple Labs team for fighting the good fight, folks. But that is all we have time for today. And it looks like Seth and his t-shirts ended up taking it home. He didn't even barely mention Monero. He still ended up taking it home, folks. So Seth, feel free, leave us with your parting thoughts, sir.
Well, thank you so much for having me back on. It's always a pleasure to be on Around the Blockchain, to speak to your community, and really to talk about crypto in this way. Love the work of the other two panelists. Obviously, Altcoin Daily. Nobody does it like Altcoin Daily does it. So I'm always honored to be able to spend some time with Austin and Aaron. Piano Matty B, one of the most incredibly talented people, most understated, humble, and talented people in the space. So it's always a pleasure to be on a panel with him. I'm just going to humbly request, if you haven't already subscribed, go to sub.myb.lol. That's my channel. And later on today, if you're quick, you'll catch an interview that I did with Brooke J. Lacey, a fellow technologist and security and privacy specialist. So that I'm coming up with more content like that on the regular, but you have to be subbed to know.
All right, you got to be subbed, and guys, he's being coy here. Seth is about the best when it comes to privacy, when it comes to security. So you're not going to find anyone better than him. Piano Matty B, of course, the best singer in crypto, best thumbnails in Altcoin Daily, the best Twitter. But I'm going to take it one step further. The only crypto Twitter personality that deserves an Oscar. It belongs to Austin. Sorry, Aaron. You can get a Peabody or something, but he's getting the Oscar, folks. But that's all we got time for. Make sure you go down into the description, check the links, follow all their content, maybe leave a comment, watch their last video, and that's all we got. Until next time, easy out.